Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Muse with Ginger Hopper. Yeah, I'm late again. Tomorrow will be the last day of me being late. Hopefully, I am driving an extra route for special needs, and so I'm arriving home much later. And appearance to me does not matter as long as I'm getting on here as fast as possible. So I appreciate you being patient. I want to say something real quick. This has nothing to do with anything other than somebody asked me one day, "Why does your coffee cup look like that? It always looks like there's something white in there." And I'm always licking my lips after I drink. Well, I make a frothy. I use a froth creamer and I put it in a frother and so it's like a cream on top. So that's some irrelevant trivia for you. Who cares, right? But I thought I'd at least answer. So when I take a sip, I always get the white foam all over my face. Okay. Anyway, let's get into this. How are you living your life? I really wasn't sure how to name this one because so I got this phone call last night, and it was a heart wrenching phone call. Someone who is having serious problems. So before I go into that, the reason why I titled it "How Are You Living Your Life" is because I wanna make a point here, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to because this is kind of still chaotic in my head trying to sort this out. So, when you decide how you're going to live your life, I don't care if you decide you're gonna live your life as a teacher. You're probably if you love your job, you're probably going to be always trying to teach people things. Um, if you're a firefighter, you might go to every, cookout and campfire, keeping a close eye on what's happening because you wanna make sure everybody's safe, okay? But what about when you live for the Lord? Hmm. Do we always reflect that image? See, I have a real problem with people saying, "I'm a Christian," and then watching them getting drunk, cussing, all the things. And that's portraying something. That's not if you really love living for God, you are going to portray that. You're going to be telling people, like, "I'm on here telling you, I love the Lord." Okay? So, not that we're always trying to shove it down somebody's throat, but if you know me, if I acted like I loved wearing high heels and I was always prancing around in them, you would think, "Oh, she's always got new high heels on. She loves high heels." Okay. See me in tennis shoes one day, you're like, that's weird. Never seen you in tennis shoes. But then you see me in tennis shoes every day, and I just claim I love high heels. That's all I wear. But I see you in tennis shoes. I may ask you, "Did you hurt your foot?" Because you claim to love high heels and you say that's all you ever wear, but I've seen you in tennis shoes for 2 weeks. Maybe they do love high heels, but when you add, "That's all I wear them all the time, I love my high heels," and then nobody ever sees you in high heels, you're making a claim that's not valid. So if you say, "I know God, I love God, I have a relationship with Him," but everything you do is showing otherwise, don't be curious when people ask, "Okay, so do you really know Him?" The reason why I came across this today is because last night, this phone call I got, she's 3.5 years, a recovering addict. She's 3.5 years sober. She's been through a lot, and her choices continually, even though she cleaned herself up, her choices continually put her in a new bad situation. A recent one was a man. He was a recovering addict also. He fell off the wagon many a times, very abusive. They met in some kind of class, and uh, she knew he was abusive. She thought she was the one. She could change him. He wasn't going to do that anymore. And so after being married a month, and now they're getting a divorce. So trying to talk to her, keeping her strong, um, you know, telling her, I understand, I'm here for you, I'm listening. I can put you in touch with some people that may be able to help you, no car, no way to get to work, all this stuff. So I told her straight up, I said, I'm going to tell you something you probably don't want to hear. I've heard some cussing from her. She's venting. Okay, let it all go. And I haven't talked to this girl in several years. In fact, I only met her a couple times. And actually, I think I've met her twice. I maybe have talked to her 3 or 4 times. And I said, so are you on Facebook? Have you seen my live videos? Because if not, I wanted her to be able to connect. And she says, no, I don't really get on Facebook. I don't ever look at YouTube. I'm hardly ever on. And I thought that's strange because one, how did she know to reach out to me? She doesn't know me, which is the second segment of this. And I said, well, I'm going to tell you something that you probably are not going to want to hear. And you're probably going to fight me with it, but I'm going to tell you honestly what you need to do. What the very first step is you need to do to stop making the bad decisions and to start trusting your mind and not just going with what you think is the best next step. Okay. She said, okay. I said, you might not like it. She said, that's okay. Tell me. I said, you need to find God. Her response blew my mind. She said, I do know God. Why the F does everybody think that I don't know God? I said, maybe by the way you just responded. I said, you know God, you know He exists, you know it's out there, right? But do you have a relationship with Him? She goes, I talk to Him all the time. I'm always praying. I'm always asking Him to help me. I said, what have you talked to Him about being grateful for? Have you been thankful for anything? She goes, what is there to be thankful for? So you can imagine the conversation went to, He woke you up every day to give you another chance to lean on Him. She goes, I don't understand why everybody doesn't think I know God. And I said, honey, the response you gave, why the F doesn't anybody think I know God? That's why. Somebody who truly knew Jesus and was leaning on Him is not going to throw in the F bomb when you're talking about Him. And I've heard you say GD several times in this conversation. You're using His name in vain. You're not praying and reaching out to Him. I said, you need to know Him in your heart, not in your mind. And then she just started bawling. So we finished the conversation. I told her, you need to find the closest church. I don't even care what denomination it is at this point. You need to find the closest church and you need to walk there Sunday morning and you need to be in there and you need to find a pastor and talk to him. And I'll be praying you go to the right church. Will it happen? I don't know. I don't know if she'll ever speak to me again, but I did what I thought was right. I didn't pound it down her throat, but if you want to call me, I've said this before. You want to call me and complain to me, that's fine. But come to me with a solution. And she didn't have any solutions. So I gave her the number one solution. That's the way it is. Here's the second part to this. Okay. I have been speaking every morning to y'all, anybody who's watching. It isn't to put anybody down. It isn't to harm anybody. It is to continually lift people up and love on people and just give hope to people. And with that, I have started the Hearts Discernment group. Now, I'm not going to go into that. You all know you're all invited. Go and answer the questions. Okay. It is a growing group where we support each other, love each other. We communicate back and forth. It's just not me up here talking, it's each other communicating. And we make sure there's no trollers in there and there's no bad mouthing and there's no hate in this group. It is complete 100% pure love, support, and help. I have created this because I feel it's my calling from where I was to where I am now to give back. And so in creating that, it's not my group, it is our group. But in creating that, I've always prayed, Lord, please send me the people who need me. And please send me the people who I need. So when I asked her, are you watching my lives in the morning? No, I don't get on Facebook. What about YouTube? Nope, I'm not on YouTube. And I said, so you don't know about Heart's Discernment? She goes, what's that? And I had to stop because I don't want anybody to think I'm pushing them into this because it needs to be wanted, needed. And so I did tell her, I said, well, I do teach some courses and help people. And if you're ever to that point where you want to be in a supportive group, let me know and I'll be happy to put you in. But for now, and I moved on. But I was so in awe. All I could do is just look up and say, wow, what a blessing. Thank you, Lord. The reason why is because I told you I've not spoken to this person but 3 times. I've met her twice, maybe talked to her 3 times. I didn't have her phone number. I was on Facebook with her. Well, I sent her a message a year ago just to check in with her, see how she was doing, because I was trying to delete people that I didn't talk to. She never responded, and for some reason, I never delete her. I never deleted her. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, she just sends me a messenger message and says, I'm not doing well. I need to talk. Now, how, without God, would she have known to reach out to me? She wouldn't have had a clue. So God is helping her reach out to the right people. And God is helping me by giving me the people who I want to help. I get the people all the time who can help me. But I think it's because I never want to be the smartest person in the room. I'm always looking for ways to be able to help people by finding people who can help me and teach me and let me grow. So if you're one of these people that say, I know God, I want to ask you a hard question. How do you know him? Do you know of him? You have him in your mind? Or do you know him like he's sitting right next to me right now? Do you know him in your mind, your body, your soul? That's how you need to know him. It's the only way you're going to grow. Long enough today. Don't forget, I'll be laid on here again tomorrow. I love you all. Have a fantastic day. And if you don't know God the way you should know him, send me a message. I'll talk to you. I'm not going to thump you over the head with my Bible, but I'll answer your questions. All right. Have a great day. I will see you all tomorrow.